Entire ecosystems are collapsing.
Folks, we got today's theme for our brief episode is prophecy. So Dex has a prophecy that he wants to mention, but there is literally a fat lady singing on Google today, the day of the inflation apocalypse, where people are starting to find out that you actually can't vote for demented old pedophiles. There are consequences. So there's also consequences to Trump printing money and like it was free. But we have a fat lady singing on the world's biggest search engine. I'm sure she's probably a opera singer or something. I don't know, but I'm sure she's a wonderful woman. But she is a large woman, and she is singing on one of America's most important websites. So I'm calling it. The fat lady has sung "America's Over."
Yeah, the fat lady is singing for sure, my man, for sure.
For sure. How you doing, buddy? You had something prophetic you wanted to share in one of your documentaries.
Yes, as a matter of fact, for those that recall, in 2016, I did a series. I did 2 documentaries warning people about the Fed and the central banks versus the blockchain. And I forget the title of the other one I did. But in these documentaries, there was nothing else like it anywhere on the internet at that time. And I was warning people that everything that can be known or that is currently known has already been factored into the price of the markets, and that just by watching the price action of financial markets, you can pretty much set your watch to prevailing trends that are about to take place and that is already taking place, and also that happened in the past. So I warned. I gave a very stern warning about these things, and people said that I was nuts and really didn't know what I was talking about. And so today, breaking news is that I have been vindicated. You see, in these documentaries that I did, they were long. I admit they were long, but there was so much information to cover. I didn't have a choice if I was to get all the information out. But during that time, I warned. I said, you're going to see another roll up. And back then, roll ups in the 90s were a very common thing. Today, you call them mergers and acquisitions. But what it was is it was a consolidation of industry. Now, this consolidation of industry first started with the telephone company, Ma Bell. And then from that, it just spiraled into every sector of the economy. The next sector to get hit and consolidated was the airline industry. This happened right after that fatal crash of the Pan Am Lockerbie. Remember that? For those that were alive back then in the 80s? Well, then when the 90s rolled around, we started to see a rapid consolidation of industries. Another big mention is the funeral home industry. There was a big roll up of that. Roll ups is when bigger companies swallow up smaller companies, namely mom and pops. And you keep the name of the company, and even if possible, you keep the same people that work there running the place. The only thing that's changed is ownership. So, ABC funeral home across the street, the owner of ABC because he goes to your church, and his wife was your school teacher in elementary school, and they sold the place to a giant conglomerate, and they keep the name and they get to still run it. The only difference is ownership. So that started to happen across industries. And then now in the 2020s, we see another phenomenon happening, and that is with the job market. We see human beings rapidly becoming replaced by machines, and robots and androids. But I warned everyone in 2016 in my 2 documentaries, I said, that's the least of your worries. Human beings have been working alongside machines for decades. Just look at the auto industry. They got machines and assembly lines, but they still have factory workers in there too. All right. So there was no big deal. Okay. The machinery just helped you to be more productive. Okay. And you could do more units per hour and things of that nature. So human beings have been working with machines for a long time. It wasn't just the blue collar sections of society, but it was also the white collar sections of society. But they are always the slowest to conform. All right, because in the white collar jobs, it's just more specialized and more sophisticated. So what they did was they didn't need machines and assembly lines and factory gear. What they needed was a machine to make their jobs more efficient. And that machine that replaced the typewriter was the personal computer. So they adopted computers. So you could go into any government building in the 1960s and you wouldn't see a computer. In the 70s, you wouldn't see a computer. In the 80s, certain places you may start seeing computers, but not the personal computers. We're talking about computers that some of them were as big as a mile wide and a mile long, took up entire city blocks, okay? The era changed when the 90s rolled around. That's when the PC thing took off and everyone started to buy machines and had computers in their home. So the white collar section of the job market was fine adopting the machine to help them with their jobs. The accountant could crunch more numbers faster than he could with his calculator. And, it went on down the line. Even hospitals and doctors' offices said, hey, this is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful technology. I'm able to scan and barcode my patient files into the cloud, and I don't have to keep all these physical records on hand and taking up space in a storage facility. This is wonderful, wonderful technology. But now the third wave of roll-ups is about to take place, and it just officially was announced today, and most people missed it. I told you, I warned you, I said, something is not right. We're getting this bread and circus out of nowhere. Now, they hit you with the Will Smith, Jada Pinkett, and Chris Rock, threesome. They hit you with that, right? So people still talking about it today.
You put a
but
horrendous image in my mind when you called it a
But they
thing.
knew that story was starting to die out. So they needed another story to really take people's eyes off of things. And guess what story that is today? The shooting in New York City in the Brooklyn train station. All right. So right now, everyone is putting their eyes glued to that. That's what everyone cares about right now, because a lot of people have friends and family and relatives, whatever, in New York City. All right. So this is the mainstream story of the day. Yes, we had government numbers that come out this morning, and it showed that hourly wages were tanking. That's right, going in the wrong direction. So that report was pretty much muted. No one cared. The market got a little rally off of that news, and so life went on. But there was a bigger news story. The story of the decade just came out, vilifying the Vulcan, the algo capitalist. I was right. I told you so. Today they announced that artificial intelligence, AI, is already being rolled out today to take over white collar jobs. And you will not believe what it is. No, it's not Wall Street. All right, that's old news. That happened during the 2008 financial crisis. This is bigger than that. No longer will you walk into a courtroom and talk to a judge. Oh, no. It's all being handled by AI, and it's already being piloted in several countries overseas, and it just rolled out today in Singapore. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. An artificial intelligence will now handle your sentencing. That's right. No
That's
more physical judge. No more physical attorney. Your defense attorney now is going to be an algorithm, a computer program. Now, let that sink in for a little bit. This is not a conspiracy theory. It is a conspiracy fact. The information was out today, right before you start hearing about the news in Brooklyn. You see how things are moving now? They're moving so fast. They have to constantly put out things to, detract your attention. All right, so I just want to throw that out there. That's all I got for now. Just want to put that out there that the algo capitalist, aka the Vulcan, has been set free of all of the naysayers. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Today, on April the 12th, 2022, AI is now taking over.
That's insane. Taking over, judging. It's very scary. We see how well it does managing our speech. How well is it going to be managing our freedom
and your health care?
Oh my goodness, I can't even imagine.
An algorithm will determine if you get medicine today or not.
We've got something big coming up momentarily. 12 minutes from now, we're doing our weekly live trader training, and this one we're talking about how to close. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
We're talking about how to close our trades in profit. So we're going to discuss that today. We'll talk about how to use the POP method. Dex is going to talk about how he manages his positions. So check this out. This is for members only. We train our traders at PulseWave Trading. So check it out. Go to pulsewavetrading.com, click on pricing. You could join and get involved with these PulseWave price trigger reports. We also updated some things, kind of a big deal. We added ETH, the ETH USD pair, to our base membership, the PulseWave Paradise. So if you're a PulseWave Paradise person, we've got a ton of people who love that PulseWave Paradise membership. It's only $11 a month. And now it has ETH on it, which is a huge upgrade to that one. We're promising we're gonna keep it on for the month, but we get lazy. It might stay there forever. But it's so good. We do our free Bitcoin weeks, but ETH is sort of like the second most popular pair for people to trade. So this is kind of a big addition. There's a lot of tools to trade ETH as well as XRP. And then, of course, we have the euro dollar on there as well. So just $11 a month, you get access to the kind of training that we're about to give our traders right here on how to close trades in profit. So it's kind of a no-brainer. You get to tip Dex for all the great content and prophetic content. Prophesying the future straight from YouTube. Well,
real quick before we forgot, we got one other thing.
What's that?
All of everyone, if you are listening right now and you are a subscriber to the PulseWave reports, you need to refresh your browser ASAP.
Refresh it.
Yep.
More stuff. You done?
I'm done.
And then, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you. So then one more thing. We've got a new thing. This is for new members only. It's a limitation in the system, so you can't upgrade from another membership. But if you're new, you're considering a membership with us, this is a great way to go. We've got a 14-day free trial for new signups. You get access to all of our reports. And now, brand new, we decided to add this. We were doing it. We loved it. And we wanted it to be available to more of our members. Watch Dex live trade his account every evening. So we have a very simple feature on our site where you can go in and see where Dex is live trading his own account using the Pulse Waves, letting you know his every move. So that's now available for pro members. Guys, we can't make it available for everybody else. Otherwise, we would be giving away all the pro reports. So don't be mad at us if you're a Paradise member. It just wouldn't work. But nonetheless, 14-day free trial. You can get everything the guy has to give you in those days. Learn how to use the Pulse Waves and get moving. So, folks, 9 minutes from now, we're going to be live talking about how to close your trades in profit. And we hope you're right. We hope you folks will be there. We're gonna head over that. And by the way, those of you who are in Pulse Wave Trading, just click this link. We're using a Google Meet. We'll record it and repost it here later. Google Meet. I know it's, probably giving you the mark of the beast just by using a Google product, but man, is it a good product. All right. All right, folks, we'll see you. We are over and out. We'll go over the Bitcoin chart first thing on that live webinar. Other than that, we're going to get right into some serious education. So we'll see you folks there.
Peace.
Thanks. I didn't give you the verbal cues to say peace, but you picked up what I was putting down.
Yes, I did.